So good afternoon and welcome to the Bangor Fuse Arena in Bangor, and this is the final match of the Victory Shield for 2017, Northern Ireland versus Wales. We're a little bit late starting our stream. We had a few internet issues, but we seem to be back up and running. So we spoke to both coaches before the match. This is what they had to say. Okay, Darren Murphy, head coach for Northern Ireland. You've had two matches, one win, one defeat. It's been a bit of a mixed bag of an event for you, but the competition has been a quality competition so far, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a really pounder this year, and first of all, I'd like to congratulate the Republic on winning the Victory Shield this year. Obviously, they've won 2 games and drew 1, so they're worthy winners. They obviously won it last year in Edinburgh and move on to the next year, and it's actually in Dublin. So congratulations to Paul and his backroom staff and the young players, and you know, obviously I'm hugely disappointed that there's very little for us to play for in this game other than hoping to finish second in the group, and we really have to go out and give another good account of ourselves.
Well, you know, back here on Monday, you hit the woodwork twice. You gave them a really close match. It was only 1-0, which we all know is nothing between two very well matched teams. But here you've got a Welsh team who were just a minute away from beating Ireland on Wednesday. So this could have been for the big match. So you know, this is going to be a great workout for the boys here today.
Yeah, these games are fantastic for our kids because it shows them where they need to be. Because you know, obviously the kids from Wales, Scotland, Republic are also looking contracts. So it gives our kids an opportunity to pit their wits against them. Today will be a difficult game. I watched the Welsh game. They were excellent, and as you say, they were a minute away from beating the Republic. Like ourselves, we were well in the game, and we were unfortunate to lose at that penalty kick. And that's what I've said to the young players in the change rooms there before we came out. You know, over the course of the 2 games, it's fine margins, and on another day, you know, maybe we get that decision, and like this game can be completely different. But there's still a lot. There's a lot for us to play for in this. As I've said, it's been well documented. We have 5 players away with the under-17s, so it's give other younger players an opportunity to come into the squad and get a taste of it. And you know, what I want them to do is learn from that experience this year and then bring that with them next year.
You've got a good home support. You know, that's one thing that's been good. There's been good crowds come to the Northern Ireland matches. So. And you know, it's going to be a competitive match, so you want to give them walking home tonight with something, you know, a little skip in their step.
Of course you do. You don't want to finish the competition on a low. You know, you want to go out in a high, and it's another opportunity for some of them young kids to win an international cap. So we go into the Wales game. We'd be very focused. We'd be very determined. We hope to end up with a right result.
Darren, thank you. Osian Roberts, head coach for Wales under-16 team here. You've had an interesting week to say, haven't you? You had a big draw against Scotland, and then the match on Wednesday, which we didn't see on the webcast. Last-minute goal really must have been a turner for you.
Yeah, I mean, the boys have done well, actually. Both games have been quite pleased with their performances, with the ball and without it. They've progressed quite nicely in the last few months. I mean, they had a slow start to their international experiences some 12, 15 months ago. But their progress of late has been pleasing. 2 close games, nothing between the teams, if I'm honest. We've led 3 times in the 2 games, been pegged back each time, and obviously the equalising goal in injury time by the Republic on Wednesday meant they've gone on and win it. So congratulations to Paul and the Republic, and we've got to try and put on a show today.
Well, still something to play for. There's that second place. Scotland have definitely finished bottom of the pile, so this is playing for second place now. So there is a little bit of competition out there, and you know, obviously the lads have all come here. They've had a good week. The weather's been great for us. You know, you must. You know, the lads must be keyed up for this match today against a team that's going to have a good home support.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's been well organised all week, and we know Northern Ireland and ourselves, they're always tough games. But this is actually a good experience for our boys and for Northern Ireland as well, because their next stage of the development will be the qualifying campaign, European UEFA games at under-17 level next year. And in those groups, sometimes you're going into the last game knowing that if you finish second, you qualify for the elite round. So this is perfect preparation for those type of scenarios that these boys are going to encounter in the future. So we lose. You know, the players will learn so much from that. And that's what it's about, really, is those learning experiences and preparing for the future.
Don't tell me you had a player in the corner that could have held onto the ball and he decided to put the cross in and they came up. You know, it wasn't as bad.
It wasn't quite that, but you know, certainly looking towards playing a 17s and 19s level, you would have strategies in place to try and make sure those type of things are in place. But really, you know, I mean, as I say, you know, we're pleased that we've led in all the games. We've not been able to hang on to it, something that we've got to get better at, and this group of players. But overall, their progress this week, we've been quite pleased with.
Osian, thank you very much for your time, Jason. Well, apologies for missing on the Welsh national anthem there. Probably the best national anthem in the world, and we didn't have time to get it on stream. We had a few little internet issues there before we were able to get our stream up and running, but we are thankfully back up and running. This is the Northern Ireland starting 11. It's going to be a match for second place here today. And we saw a number of these players. Of course, we've seen both Northern Ireland games here so far. Well, Wales, as you saw with my interview with the head coach, Osian Roberts, they were 1 minute away from beating the Republic of Ireland in their match on Wednesday. And that would have made this game very, very different indeed. This is their starting 11. All the teams have had a really great time here, playing on these excellent 4G surfaces that are here in Northern Ireland at the Crusaders ground, at the Seaview Stadium, and also here at the Bangor Fuels Arena, or Clandeboy Park, as most people seem to still be calling it around here. This is these are the substitutes that are listed. I just have Cavan Williams, the number 11, and Jamie Taylor, the number 2 for Wales, will not be playing. So they're not listed there. And I'm very pleased to say, joining me for this match, Diarmuid O'Carroll, who's Club Development Officer here with the Irish FA, and spent a fair bit of time down south and also over in Scotland. So you're very qualified to commentate here on these matches. Diarmuid, welcome, great to have you on board.
Yeah, thanks very much. Looking forward to it. Should be a cracking game. So I'm looking forward to seeing what, in particular, I know a lot of the Northern Ireland boys, but I'm looking forward to seeing what the Welsh boys have and what kind of game it is.
Yes, we're sat in. As you watch this from that camera, we're actually in a sort of glass box that's on the left-hand side and on the opposite side of the pitch. So you can probably see us talking away, and we have been. Well, it's almost like being a sauna today here, but it's starting to cool down a little bit as the sun is almost going behind the houses, and we will be ending the match under floodlights. The referee is Jamie Robinson, with his assistants Andrew Nevery and Ryan Kelsey. Andrew Woodside is the 4th official.
Hopefully we get as good a match now as we had earlier. Scotland and Republic of Ireland earlier, it was a cracking match. It was good possession, good style of play, and hopefully we can build on it now with the Northern Ireland team against Wales. It's obviously not for the trophy itself, but there's obviously personal pride on side as well.
I think the one thing that's really been noticeable about this competition is there isn't a bad team here. There's not many bad players. You know, it's been a really high quality competition.
Yeah, and you can see with the level of the coaching as well. They're all well organised, well structured. They're well prepared for the games. They go through the analysis and the video and stuff. So, no, it should be a cracker again. I'd imagine it'll be a very close-knit affair.
Well, Northern Ireland played here against the Republic of Ireland on Monday, and Darren Murphy mentioned in the interview there that they hit the woodwork twice, and that match could have all been so different. One individual mistake there meant that a penalty was given away.
Oh, head knock.
And a nasty clash of heads there as well, very early on. Not even a minute on the board, and the medicals from each team have to get over there fairly quickly. Looks like Wales are taking the time. It's the Northern Irish guys are taking their time.
Yeah. I think it looks at the size of the players that are injured as well. The small little lad for Wales, maybe more worry about him rather than the big centre half for Northern Ireland. So I think they looked at the two and thought, you know what, one will be sore than the other one.
Yeah. Fair enough. Well, we are live on the official Irish FA Facebook channel here. Replays will be going up on the YouTube channel later on. As you can see, some of the early matches as well. Well, this match may not be for the title, but
Ball throw.
There's a foul throw, yep. But they are playing for second place. And as Oisin Roberts said, these players, it's these sort of matches that are really important for players to develop their abilities and to test themselves out on bigger arena.
Yeah, and it's like we mentioned earlier in the previous game, that there is the challenge at this age group between development focus and performance focus, but these are the kind of games you want them to, yes, develop, take risks and maybe make mistakes, but you also want them to have the winning mentality and that desire to succeed and maybe show their peers in other countries what they're all about.
Well, Oisin Roberts said in the interview that his team has been ahead 3 times in this tournament and given away leads. So he's got to try and work on that a little bit. They had a 2-all draw against Scotland. It was also a 2-all draw against Republic of Ireland. So there's always plenty of goals in their matches.
And they've clearly done well to be competing. I was very impressed earlier with the Republic side, so to be competing with them so well. I know obviously Northern Ireland only lost 1-0 and were unlucky with the woodwork and different things, but for the Welsh team to be taking points off them, it shows you the level that they're at. It was a very, very impressive Irish team earlier with teams littered across the Premier League that the boys were playing for. So it'll be interesting to see now how Northern Ireland can deal with the Welsh side.
Yes, absolutely. Here is Liam Higgins. That ball just running through to the goalkeeper, Callum Taylor.
Cover, Josh, cover your centre back.
I think it's going to be a fairly chilly evening out there. The sun is going down, and already if you stand in the shades out there, you start to feel the chill. Nice flick on there from Alberto Baldi. He was absolutely superb in the match on Wednesday. He scored a wonderful individual goal coming in down the left-hand side, coming in on his right foot and smashing it into the corner.
Yeah, he's a real top talent, the lad, so hopefully he can keep it going here, going into today's game as well. But it's really good to see a 2 up top. It's really encouraging in the modern game to see people going with 2 up top. And you saw earlier it was maybe Scotland's downfall at times, that they only played the 1 and maybe didn't have as much support to the striker at times. So it's interesting to see here now how Wales can cope with the 2, because a lot of defences aren't used to it at this stage. They're more trained to deal with a 1 up top or 1 and 1 off them in a 10 role as well.
Well, I'm sure the Scottish team will be having their analysis later, but you really did get to feel that the Scottish forward was totally isolated, and he wasn't getting the ball to chest either, so he wasn't really getting a chance to do anything with the ball.
Yeah, and from speaking to a few of the Scottish scouts and a few of the representatives who were over, just speaking to them after the game, I know they were frustrated because they looked at how these players play at club level, and for some reason it just didn't come through today. But it's a shame, but sure, it's one of those ones. It's a development one for the kids, and they'll learn from it, and they'll be able to improve for next time. So they'll take the disappointment and run with it, and obviously the Republic can be delighted with their win.
Owen back, you should get that. Stay in there, Owen. Pass.
Good start so far, both teams. Wales trying a A little crossfield to catch out the opposite fullback. Those are the sort of passes from the defender you just could never get away with on a normal pitch, could you?
No. And that's the thing, that's what this surface will give you. It'll give these boys a chance to try and play, and they have no excuse technically for the touches and bobbles. It's a good surface, and it's a lovely day for the game as well. Good tackle there.
Wonderful tackle. That was Ewan Devaney, who's been an ever-present for the Northern Ireland team at left-back.
And that's a tough role as well, than playing 3-5-2 here, so it's a tough balance between the defending side of the game and obviously getting forward and supporting the attack as well. So it's a testament to him that he's doing really well, and he's kept in the team for all 3 games.
Wales pushing into the corner. They've got 3 men in the box here. They've got good support. Cuts inside. Too many players on him. That was Hesketh there for Wales. And in the end, they've run out of space.
Great feat by young Conor Bradley there when it came back to him. Recognised he couldn't get the shot off. Looked to shift it, and only for not being aware in the wing for the ball he played through, it would have been a nice chance down the side of the team. But it's interesting, the Wales team already looking at probably 3-5-2. They've tried to play that diagonal over the far wing back, and obviously there is an opportunity when you play against that system to exploit that space. So it'll be interesting to see if that's a tactic they go through the whole game with as well.
Cleared out by Dylan Boyle, Northern Ireland captain.
Northern Ireland be key now as well, that they don't turn it into a 5 at the back. They'll always want their wing backs to push up. They'll want their centre halves to get them up and not sit in. They don't want to end up with a 5-3-2 situation here. They want to really make sure that they're pushing on and the wing backs are a threat going forward.
Here's Ollie Ewing. Missed passes there. John McGivern wanting the ball back, but the keeper goes to Devaney. Just a little bit too long.
Oh, you can go, Owen. Go on, go and get it.
Peter McKiernan, score of the 2nd goal in the match against Scotland on Wednesday. The winning goal.
Pass, Owen Hesketh. Bounce it. Owen Hesketh, bounce it out to Luke. Come on, get on the ball.
Ollie Denham. Back to the keeper, Comfrey. Switches play down the left-hand side, looking down to hit this left channel yet again.
I think you can see straight away the Welsh are looking at that and thinking there's area in behind the full-backs they can exploit. So it's one of them where, yes, you want to, as a wing-back in this system for Northern Ireland, you want to sit in and cover it. But the key is they have to get up the pitch, because they'll be too far away to affect it going forward if they sit deep.
Yeah.
It's also nice to see the Welsh are very similar in the way to what we saw earlier. They're trying to build out from the back. They're trying to go to the goalkeeper, and reluctantly they'll go long. If you look at their centre forward as well, you can understand that he's not a big guy who's going to win all round him in the air. So they're trying to build out through the thirds, build it progressively, and go from there. So it's good to see at this age group.
It certainly is. It's almost like a game of chess here, this one, isn't it? They're sort of both looking for holes in a little bit. There's a hole now here for Devaney, who's coming on the outside.
Yeah, and not a whole pile has gone on. I think they're just feeling each other out here at the start. I think it can be a bit of all the due diligence and all the preparation you want to do, and sometimes you can be a wee bit overhyped for these games, and maybe sometimes a wee bit worried about the opposition more so than playing your own game. So hopefully they'll settle in here nicely, and it'll get flowing a bit better in the next few minutes.
Throw to Wales.
Players in midfield are going to rotate.
Interesting seeing Devaney there making a big sprint and catching his man out. Number 20, Liam Higgins, who's also covering that area.
Yes.
Wales go down the left, and this time we get a bit of change. Not a lot of support in the middle yet. He's going to have to hold the ball up. Got 3 Welsh players pile into the 18-yard box just as he loses the ball. And Northern Ireland come away.
Good defending there by Hume. He stood him up well, picked his moment, and just thought, you know what, I'll go here, because it was a risk as well. If he goes in there and takes him down, that's an early penalty to give away, and it's a chance for Wales to establish themselves and take a lead. So good defending, good patience from him, and he picked his moment and was able to build out from the back then as well. Very bitty so far. It's been broken up quite a bit, so it's one of these ones where you're hoping now that a centre midfielder or someone will drop off, get on the ball, and maybe get it flowing a wee bit.
Yeah. Well, the sun is just about to go behind the houses here, so we're already in darkness on one side of the pitch, and they'll be putting the floodlights on shortly, I'm sure. Here's McGivern.
Great ball.
It's a wonderful overlap there from Jesse Carson.
And that's the one, that's the key there for the wing back role. If he doesn't go for that, then they have no out ball on that side. So it was great vision from the big lad at the back, John McGivern, and he was able to pull it off with the technique of the pass as well, because that's not an easy one, hitting it 30-40 yards cross field, but I think that'll be a sign of things to come. It's key in this system.
Chris Hutchinson out left. Here's Devaney again. We've already seen his attacking forays, but this time he's handled by his marker, Liam Higgins.
Well done by young Higgins. He's not the biggest lad in the world, but he put his body on the line there and stuck with it, stuck to his task, and he's won himself a free now to get up the pitch. So
yeah,
that's the little things like that across the course of the game, they'll make a big difference.
That's one of the things about the football that's really changed over, you know, if you look back at football 30 years ago, you know, the left back pretty much stayed playing left back, and here you've got the left back for having a massive run down the right, and the winger has to go back and get him.
Yeah, and it's almost the expectation now. You almost judge a fullback on how many crosses they get in, or sometimes even how many shots they can have on target. It's a strange one. You're looking at a fullback thinking across the season they might get 2 or 3 league goals or 4 league goals. So they almost become like mini wingers who can also defend. So it's a tough role.
Yeah. Well, even goalkeepers having to play outfield these days. It cost Joe Hart his job at Manchester City.
Rightly or wrongly, that is.
Yeah. There's a good crowd here. They've some of the supporters have gone round the back of one of the goals because it's pretty full in the main stand. And that one's just gone over the top.
Yeah, you're definitely seeing a few more bodies. Obviously, with the local players on show as well, you're seeing a lot of I see a lot of local coaches, local club members are here representing and being proud of the fact that their players are being represented at this stage. So it's great to see, and that's the benefit behind having a local tournament and having it in your backyard. Even though it's a 5 o'clock kickoff on a Friday, people are maybe going home early from work and making a conscious effort to get down here and support the boys.
Two halves of 40 minutes in under 16 international football.
Well done, good movement there by young Boyle from the back. He was brave, stepped out of the back three, willing to get it off the full back and start the attack again. So far Northern Ireland will be disappointed in how much they've linked into midfield, but it's one of these ones you need to be brave at this stage and drop off and be willing to take it under pressure. So good to see from the captain leading by example there.
Josh Frankham with the throw there, number 15, but again Northern Ireland managed to steal the ball back, but that's a giveaway there. At times in the match on Monday with the Republic of Ireland, there was a lot of nice little bit of skill there from number 4.
Again backing himself, great to see. Centre halves in the modern game have to be able to play out, and he's brave, and all, he's got his rewards with a wee free kick.
Dylan Boyle, the captain there, taken under centre forward. But the game did get quite scrappy at times against the Republic here on Monday. Well, of course, this is junior football. These guys are still learning their trade. There's Devaney again. He's well upfield. There's no doubt that the Northern Ireland team are causing a lot more issues for Wales up this left-hand side.
Yeah, and they're pushing them back, which again, in terms of territory, they're keeping them pinned almost in their half. The Welsh system is based on passing out from the back, and they haven't stringed that many passes together yet. So far, the 3 in midfield have nullified the Welsh view. So You would hope that Northern Ireland can keep this going from a local point of view, but I'm sure the Welsh will have their spells as well.
Long kick from the keeper. And I think that was Baldy there just piling it a little bit too energetically, I suppose.
Yeah.
Wasn't really a heavy. It wasn't a nasty foul.
No, and again, good work from young Higgins. He's in there, I think, as the right of a front three, but he's working back and working with Devaney pushing forward and being a threat down that side. He's going to have to work both ways.
Oh, there's a real giveaway ball now. Here comes McKiernan, and McKiernan. Well, I don't know if he tried to nutmeg the defender there, but there was a chance there for Northern Ireland.
I think that's the one. You'll see that from Wales. They want to play through, almost like Scotland earlier. They want to play through the third. So if they do that, there might be an opportunity for Northern Ireland to nick it, and possibly with a better final ball, then get in on goal.
Wales putting the pressure on. Here's Carson. Doesn't get distance from the kick though. Wales still in a good position. And the referee, well, I was about to say that if he'd have gone down, he'd have got the foul there. We got the foul anyway.
Yeah, and this is a chance now. We spoke about all the possession and all the territory for being for the Northern Ireland team so far, but here's a chance. In swinging free kick by Ellie King here. If he can threaten the goal early on, the goalkeeper's under threat, and this could be a chance to get one against the run of play. You see already the Welsh as well, they've bunched in together in the middle, so it's interesting. They're going to work on something here. They've obviously a little technique where someone's going to block someone off and try and get the end of it.
Yes, they're trying, we've seen a few things like this where they're looking for confusion in the box. Well won there by Devaney. And now is a 2-on-2 for Northern Ireland, but the heavy touch gives Wales a chance to clear. There's, just to let you know, there is no number 21 on the pitch, so Callan King Harms is wearing number 22 by the looks of it.
There's a head knock, referee, stop the game.
Yep. Have a little collision.
He's nice and sharp there, in fairness. And he let it run for a second or two, but straight in. If there's ever any head knocks, obviously he's got to stop the game straight away. So it's well done. He's a young referee as well. He's very good in the local way. All the officials here today are young lads and building through the leagues in a local way. So it's good to see them recognise and get this kind of opportunity as well.
Yes, absolutely. Well, halfway through this first half, no major chances as yet. Neither keepers had to do anything of any note.
That's it, and not a whole pile to really talk about. We're maybe forcing it to say that X, Y, and Z has happened so far, but I think they've just felt each other out for the first 15-20 minutes, and I think hopefully now as they all calm down and they relax a wee bit and they get into it, then they'll start to pass a wee bit and take a few more risks, and either mistakes or brilliant play could lead to a few chances, hopefully.
Wales again look down the left-hand side. Harms trying to get on the end of it. Gets it this time. Wales certainly putting more pressure down there. Ellie King decided to go back, switch the angles. Hesketh back to King.
That's better from Wales now. Interlinking, getting the ball.
Ewing does really well there.
Great
Lays
run.
off to Beck. And now here's Denham on the right. Good football from Wales, this is. This is a really good move. And he's got a chance of a shot. And the keeper's tipped it over the bar. And there's applause around for a very good Wales move. That was wonderful football.
Brilliant, great build up right from the back, went from one side to the other. Patient build up as well. They started again, the big number 5 in the overlap, started again in, and then he was able to drive in, pick his moment and have a goal, which is just great play and a good save in the end by the goalkeeper.
First major move of note, just as we'd said that there wasn't anything. Baldy wins the free header there and gets another free header. A little appeal for a handball, but the ball went out anyway.
I think Baldy did brilliant initially. He was very well positioned and headed it, but I think his follow-up header then screamed of an attacker back defending. I think it wasn't. It didn't really clear the lines efficiently, but listen, he did the job and he was back there helping out the team.
Narrow then, Ollie. He's come inside, so narrow up. Narrow up.
Well, a good save there from Callum Taylor in goal for Northern Ireland, so that will give him a little bit of a boost as well.
Good.
Wales again going down the left-hand side. King Helms deciding to go all the way back to the goalkeeper. That's quite a dangerous ball from the halfway line.
Good.
Hesketh.
Josh, you're free, aren't you?
Good to the keeper, Comfrey.
Good play again, building the way out from the back, nice and patient. You can see the interchanging, the movement between the middle three of the Welsh team. And now you're starting to see the number 6 for Wales dropping off the game. Hesketh really dropping off, and you can see he's a footballer. Very much in a similar style of football that they try and play at senior level. It's coming down to the levels again, where they've got tidy little midfielders getting on it and not afraid to drop off and get it.
Yeah, she really starting to see the Welsh team pass the ball about with real intent here. It's almost as if that previous move has given them a little bit of confidence to say, yes, you know, you can do this, and they're finding a few holes here and there.
There again, you're seeing the likes of a Hesketh. So as I mentioned, you're just waiting for a centre midfielder or one of the uber talented boys. You're seeing Hesketh in particular drop off and take responsibility. He's only slight in his build, but he's obviously a brave footballer with technical ability. He's dropping off and getting it and starting to play.
Northern Ireland were pushing a few men up there, and Comfrey tries to play the longer ball, but in the end gives away possession. So Northern Ireland have possession now. Here's Devaney on the overlap again, swings across in. Baldy looking to get on the end of it, and a half chance there. That ball could have easily fallen to a Northern Ireland foot.
And again, you're seeing that's the out ball. The wing backs are essential in this system. Devaney is the one that's having more joy on this side, but again, straight away the boys look for it, and he's on his bike. He's up the line, and he's got a good ball into the box, and it's only a whisker away from hitting ball in the head. So it's one of these ones, if they can keep doing that, it won't matter about the little bit of possession in front of the back 4 of Wales. It's all about chances and goals, as we saw earlier with the Republic against Scotland.
Red shirt, come on!
Here comes Ewan Teggart. A little bit of a scrap for the ball there in the top corner, but Northern Ireland come away with it. Retain possession. Ireland's opportunity to try something out here.
Ollie, get inside!
And that one, yes, a little bit too intense, that pass.
Next pass!
Good play there from Beck.
Good ball, they see it again, that little reverse, trying to catch them in the pockets and outside of the middle 3. Traditionally in this system, 3 at the back don't like going into those channels. I know from knowing these players they're a bit more comfortable, but obviously the Welsh research will tell them maybe slightly different, and they're going to stick with that for the minute. So at the minute it's not giving them much joy, but you can see that it's a focused approach by them.
Move again! Swap!
Josh Frankham with the throw.
Play!
Very vocal. That's another foul throw. He's going for the hat-trick.
Callum, come with the shoot. Josh, your man, don't let me shoot the ball. Callum, you deal with
Well, as you can hear on our sound effects mic, the coaches are very, very vocal down there. It's actually nice to hear as well. If there is the odd swear word, I will apologise in advance.
Again, good to see here. Again, look at the patient build up by the Welsh, bringing them in. Good work by the likes of Baldy. And now you're seeing the 5. You're seeing it turn from a 3 to a 5. And the likes of a Devaney now is standing up. Good ball in the mix, but well taken by the goalkeeper. So yeah, you're starting to see it. The Welsh progress up the pitch. They're playing through the thirds, and it's nice to see. But they need that final ball. They need the chance and test the Northern Ireland goalkeeper as well.
Ollie, you'll have to drop for him, won't you, in there?
Carson tries to switch over to Devaney. Sorry, that's not. It is Devaney. Apologies. And Devaney manages to win that little tussle, and off he goes to the races.
Ollie, to the ball!
There's players in the box. Oh, you can hear the Irish team coaches are really pushing their players to get into the box. And that's a
penalty.
Oh, is that a push?
Must be.
Yes, it is. A penalty has been given to Northern Ireland.
The goalkeeper has his hands out as if, what did I do? But I think he knows himself. That was clumsy.
I think we all saw that.
Yeah, his initial mistake, and he goes chasing it. So I think it's great ball in again from Devaney. The initial mistake, and then he goes, and it's clumsy. It's a shove in the back, and anywhere on the pitch, that's a foul.
Yeah.
So massive opportunity here now. Can Chris Hutchinson get them off to a great start and bed them in? We've obviously got 25 minutes to go. 25 minutes gone. So can he stick it away?
Easily placed into the corner. Goal for Northern Ireland.
And you'd have to say on the balance of play, you'd have to say they deserve that. Obviously, coming from a penalty, it's a bit more of a challenge and stuff at times. But you have to say, in the possession and the territory being used, Northern Ireland really were building forward. Wales looked tidy, but as yet they haven't been that effective going to the final third. So you'd have to say again, very much like earlier, where the Irish team of the two is maybe less possession, but they are more clinical.
Chris Hutchinson there with the penalty, and a little bit like the penalty we saw. Oh, that could have been very nasty indeed. A little bit like the penalty we saw on Monday. Actually, it's exactly that same goal. Very avoidable from Northern Ireland's point of view. And you've got to say the Welsh coaches are going to be thinking, well, you know, what was the goalie up to there? Just pushing out at the player as he was trying to get to the ball. And
I think it was his own eagerness to make up for his own error. And I think that comes with the immaturity of youth. I think he has to accept, listen, I didn't catch the first one, but then I need to position myself, because the boy's going away from goal. He doesn't need to make the tackle. If he swivels and hits it, he's still at the top of the box there, so there's a good chance he'll stop the shot.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's like anything at this level, he'll learn from that, and that's what it is. He's going to go in at half-time disappointed, but hopefully there'll be a chance here where he's one-on-one, he can redeem himself with a save.
Yes, I think the goalkeeping position is one of those unique positions where it's a lot more in the head. Having played in goal for many years, and you know, you sort of, a lot of experience you learn in these sort of situations, and he probably will never make that mistake again in his career. Half chance here for Northern Ireland. Lovely skills on the left-hand side. The Wales have got bodies back.
I think the Welsh now, they seem a wee bit frantic in their defending, so I think they just need to calm down. The penalty is the penalty, it's gone, it's done, it's dusted, so they need to move on now and relax again and get back to playing their football, because they're snatching at a few clearances and they seem a wee bit ragged, so I think they'll be keen to just get a wee bit of calmness about it again and chill out.
Yeah. Here's opportunity, Baldy. Oh, the little return ball back had so much pace on it. Just to clarify something I didn't say earlier, which we were a little bit rushed at the beginning of our stream, is that Northern Ireland do need a win here to claim second. A draw will be enough for Wales.
And that seems like a small thing, coming second or third, but for these boys, you're looking at it going, they've come second to a top side in the Republic, and players playing for Tottenham, for Arsenal, for Man United, so and they're also looking at thinking, if it was Northern Ireland to go and win here, they're only a lick of paint on the woodwork away from beating them or being in the game with them, so that's what it's all about.
Here comes Hesketh. So Wales just a little bit shocked after going behind there. Certainly against the run of play that we'd seen over the previous 10-15 minutes. Here comes Frankham, turning in on the right foot. Oh, good skills, but that was King Harms there, just getting the ball nicked away from him as he was looking to release the trigger.
And it was good skill there by Higgins. He got the ball inside. He was strong initially, good defending from Devaney, and then when it went into midfield, they were able to get themselves a reasonably cheap free kick, which gets them up the pitch again. So, but it was good. It was more encouraging again from Wales after the goal, that they're starting to build again, starting to pass the ball and trust themselves again, which is good to see.
Heavy ball into the corner, but King Harms will come away with it. I've just been corrected by one of the officials here. A draw will actually suit Northern Ireland because they have a win under their belt. So Wales actually need to score 2 now if they want to get second place in this competition. There was Noble, the captain for Wales.
Yes, go on. That's it, go on. Yes, Owen.
Baldy putting a little bit of pressure on. Oh, that's a terrible ball. Oh. And, well, I don't think he realised.
Jack Madeline from Wales. I think I'm all for playing out and taking risk, but I think he just passed that straight to Taggart, and it's a shame for the young lad that he had a bad first touch and it let the centre half off the hook. But it's you can't be going down 2-0 early on here, so they need to be careful.
No, there was no way that Taggart was ever anticipating that ball coming to him.
And a good player as well, Taggart. He's quite clinical when he gets in, so it's just one of those ones. He was unlucky. He was probably on his back foot and just wasn't ready for it. So Wales get away with one for now.
Yes, a bit of fortune there. Baldy manages to nick the ball back, and Northern Ireland get to start again. John McGivern puts his own defender in a bit of trouble here. Wales pushing men forward. And actually Northern Ireland do well there. That was a little bit awkward. Floodlights are on. Okay, let's have a quick look at that opportunity. Here you go. Nothing really much going on there. He's just completely mishit it, didn't he?
Oh, looking back at it, no, though, Taggart will be disappointed. He maybe takes it with the wrong leg. He tries to take it with his standing leg and then loses his footing. But it's one of them. I'm sure he'll get chances in the game, but the defender's definitely got away with one because there's nothing on there. He's trying to play through a man, and it's never going to work out that way for him.
Yeah, I can only think he was trying to swing the ball around Taggart and completely scuff the ball. But as has been said a few times, on these sort of surfaces, you can't really be blaming the ground anymore.
No, you can't look down and look for a bobble there. Perfect surface. You can't blame anyone but yourself, unfortunately, sometimes.
Yeah, that's human error. There's a lovely swinging ball across, and the Welsh left back had that one covered there. Did Denham. Just over 7 minutes to go in this first half. Northern Ireland leading 1-0 with that penalty taken by Chris Hutchinson.
You can hear, actually hear on the mic there as well, Jim Magilton, the elite performance director in Northern Ireland, trying to urge his players forward. He doesn't want them to become a 5 at the back. He wants them to be a 3, so whenever the ball goes back, he wants them to move up the pitch. So here, for example, you can see them gradually getting up, so they don't want to sit in deep. They don't want to be protecting this lead early on.
Yes, it's a long time defending a lead. They did that for pretty much whole of second half against Scotland, who really turned on the force in their second half. And Northern Ireland did very well in that match. I think he turned into the shoulder there and took one in the face as he turned round.
Yeah, he's done well in fairness to him, but again, Devaney right on him, right pushing him away from goal. He's been very impressive so far, the left wing back, but young Higgins has done rightly against him. He's taken a wee knock there. He seems to be struggling, but hopefully he'll be able to run it off.
Higgins again. Yeah, this is Denham actually, number 5. Back to Noble, the captain. So that was Hesketh, number 6.
And Hesketh is the one, he's the one dropping off, and you can see now already that Chris Hutchinson has they've obviously pinpointed that, maybe from the bench, or maybe Hutchinson has done it himself, but he's now sitting in Hesketh, trying to stop him dictating the play there in front of the back 4. So I think that's a key to stopping Wales getting out.
Liam Higgins looks in trouble, to be honest. He's trying to move, but it's either a knee or an ankle that's not really wanting to continue, and he's struggling away. He's trying his best, and meanwhile Northern Ireland up on the left wing. Devaney again making a nuisance up there. We've got a few tall guys in the box here, have Northern Ireland. And a good attempt from McKiernan.
Again, great delivery from young Devaney. He stood him up, he waited, he picked his moment, and he lifted it really well. Taggart was up early and was probably unlucky not to make connections, so it seems to be the out ball. It seems to be the, even though he's technically a back in the team, he seems to be the threat going forward at the minute, Devaney.
Well, what was noticeable as well is that there were 4 players in the box waiting for the cross.
Yeah, so I think that's the strength behind having, first of all, 2 up top and also runners from midfield, so it allows you to get support up top.
Help him!
Good work again by Hutchison. He scored his goal from the penalty spot, but he's working hard off the ball and doing the defensive job, which is half the battle here as well, to stop Wales coming out and getting back in it.
Get a better angle and you can play Josh out. Josh, you're free.
Confrey in goals. Wales just looking to try and play out from the back. And things just not coming off for Wales at the moment. You can hear a few calls of frustration from a few of the players on our effects mic down there.
And that's it. And I think it's a tough one at this stage, at this level of game as well, that they're being encouraged to try things and pass out and do it the right way. But there's a challenge that comes with that senior pros can't even do that to a certain extent. So there's going to be errors, there's going to be breakdowns in the ball. But as long as they keep backing themselves and keep trying, hopefully it'll come to fruition.
Last 4 minutes of this first half, plus whatever at a time. And just an individual mistake from the Welsh goalkeeper, Danny Confrey, giving a penalty away, and that's the difference between the two teams here. With a good cross.
And that's the thing, in the long run you'd hope that there'll be a bit of magic or something different, there'll be a second goal or an equaliser or something to not leave it all on the mistake by the goalkeeper, because it's a tough position. The goalkeeper, at the end of the day, if he makes a mistake, nobody can pull him out. If centre forward doesn't hold the ball, there's a lot of people there to support him and make up for it. So you'd hope that there'll be some bit of magic or an equaliser or something that maybe gets the goalkeeper off the hook.
Yeah. Nice ball inside. Wales starting to play a bit of football here. Owen Beck looking out left, but that's a beautiful ball inside. Here's an opportunity. There was Harms across. And Northern Ireland have players back. They've got 4 in the box here.
The chance just left it there. Young Heskett, you can see his hands out, but he's got to go first time. It's on his weaker left side, but he's got to have a swing at that there. He's only 5-6 yards out in the middle of the goal. And once he takes a touch, he's going away from goal and the chance is gone from him. I know it's a frustration. He's a sitting midfielder usually, but one of those ones, don't buy a ticket, you can't win the lottery kind of thing. So have a go and just see how you get on. It could have worked well for him, but chance here anyway from the free kick.
Yeah. Swung into the danger box, into the 6-yard, and I think that was Baldy there who managed to put in a header. He's appealing for a free kick.
Brilliant defending, because it's one of those awkward headers that if it skims off the top of your head, that could end up in your own net there. So he's done a good job, and again, you're seeing even from earlier again a centre forward coming back and doing the right stuff in his own area as well.
Yeah, he's putting in a shift here, winning these corners in at the near post. That's a very important job, and in fact it's noticeable that Wales go to the back post on that corner. There's a boot on the floor.
And that was the man who cleared it. So young Trey Hume, he cleared it and his boot is still in the box. So fair play to him. He's running about here with only one boot on him.
Yeah, I'm not sure if referees are allowed to continue play if somebody's playing without a boot, but
no, technically I think they're supposed to inform him. It's obviously very difficult for the ref to see it, so maybe looking at the fourth official or the assistants to maybe to call it up, because any kick now on that foot and he's going to do some damage. So now the game has stopped, he's straight away going to get his boot back on and get playing again properly.
Yeah.
Well done, Josh. Well done, Sam.
So Wales have a free kick midway in the Northern Ireland half.
And this seems to be their best chance of scoring so far. Wales, they've done some good things passing and possession, but I think a better delivery from some of these set pieces and they have a chance.
Width to the goal. Pace.
Swung into the danger zone again, doesn't clear the first man. Try Hume there with both boots on, heading that clear. Slight little bit of confusion at the back. Here's a shot from range. Northern Ireland have bodies back. 7 behind the ball at the moment.
And again, it's the boy Heskett picking it up outside the box. He was the one trying to have that shot from distance, trying to be positive. But here we have Devaney, brilliant again, great defending. Now he's went from having a defensive situation to pushing them on the front foot, and you've got Taggart down the side to try and win something here.
Baldy's in the box. Baldy's looking for this. He'll have a leap. Well, the goalkeeper catches this time.
Brilliant. Comes again from Devaney, as I said. Fantastic on the front foot as a wing back. Pushed Higgins away from goal and started the attack for Northern Ireland, got them up the pitch.
2 minutes of additional time has been put up on the board by our official.
Probably less goal mode action than we had earlier, but it's one of these ones where it's maybe more tactical. Again, you're seeing the same kind of ball here, trying to get over that wing back, but it's just not working for Wales. So I think they'll have to look at that at half time and reassess how they're gonna break Northern Ireland's 5 at the back or 3 at the back down.
Go together.
Well, this is where the coaches earn their keep, isn't it now, and change a few things around for the second half. Good ball in from Baldy. Here's Taggart, unleashes the left foot shot, but high and wide.
Brilliant interlinking there, though. Young Johnson, Carl Johnson went in, little trick over the ball. Baldy got it, passed it into Taggart, and it was very, very unlucky. So good to see, nice bit of intricate play. So unlucky with the finish, but it brings you up to half time rightly and positive from Northern Ireland.
Your body, Lou. Have it again. Be patient and try again. Yes, Owen.
Oh, chance again. Taggart's in.
Oh, Taggart's looking to unleash one here. Mistake at the back from Wales.
And again, Taggart, he'll be disappointed. He's had 2 or 3 kind of half chances now. He's had a poor touch for the first one that he was unlucky with, and now he's had a couple he's just snatched at over the bar. He's better than that technically as well. I've seen him play at club level. He's better than that, so he'll be disappointed, but he'll be hoping for more chances come the second half.
Time is up on our clock, so it's just a match of a final few seconds from the referee. And there goes the whistle. So a good first half there. Northern Ireland are certainly coming off on the up, leading 1-0 here in this match and the end of this first half. Let's have a quick look at a few of the moments in that first half. Wasn't a lot there, I've got to admit. We were struggling, but this was an early Wales move, and this was superb. They'd already strung together 20 or so passes here before we got to this.
Yeah, and again it shows you the boy Hesketh. I think early on maybe Northern Ireland weren't as prepared for him, so he was able to step through there and do the business.
Here is the penalty. Keeper comes out, and well, coming together of keeper and the player, but
yeah, it's just clumsy in the end, unfortunately, from him. But he learned from that, and it was well tucked away by Hutchison.
And then this was the only one, which was something I don't think you'd normally get an opportunity like that. You'd be quite happy receiving the ball on the edge of the box like that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think I'd have been happy with that one. But I think, in fairness to Taggart, I think he just took it with the wrong foot. He just lost his balance off the back of it. But I think that won't be the one he'll be disappointed with. It's the couple of chances or half chances he had afterwards that he's snatched at and put over the bar. They're the ones that'll annoy him later on if he doesn't get another chance.
We're going to take a quick break here and get another layer of clothes on. So welcome back to the second half and our last 40 minutes of action here. At the Bangor Fuels Arena. The substitutions I can see in the corner. Looks like number 16 I think was off for Wales and number 17 is on. So Eli King is off and Will Rickard is on, and that looks like the only substitution we have seen in this match so far. Damon's back, fresh from his cup of coffee.
That's it. It was nice as well. I had a wee cookie as well, so happy days.
Lovely stuff. They treat you well here. Oh, it's a nice header from distance there.
Again, positive down the left side as well. Again, you're seeing the patterns there already.
Well, I think Alberto Baldi is now wearing number 7 for Ireland, so don't be put off. He's got a number 7 on his shirt. That's Carl Johnston's number. So I'm not sure what number Carl Johnston's wearing now, but they've been swapping a few shirts around the place.
Just to keep it interesting for us, to mix it up.
Yeah. Well, I did do a commentary on a rugby match a year ago where they didn't actually believe in numbers or letters.
Nice.
They all just walk like.
So you're judging them by their haircuts and their build and their stance and their.
Yes. There's the ginger guy. There was the tall guy. Okay, so the referee there giving a free kick, and by the looks of it, it was his spray was putting away. I thought for a second there he was putting a yellow card away.
No, you'd imagine looking at the jerseys here, you'd imagine it must have been a blood jersey or something for Baldy, because for him to swap with a player.
Great play from Baldy.
Oh,
And
great
almost
play. Taggart should probably have taken on his left. He's waited for it to come across his body on his right. If he takes it early on his left, he has the chance, but he's probably conscious that he snatched at a couple in the first half, so he's probably thinking, take my time, but he's just taking too much time in the end. Really keen to see young Bagley play. He comes with a big reputation. I know his dad really well. He's a good player himself, so it's interesting to see if the young lad can really impress here in the second half. Well done from Wales there. They're looking to pick up the scraps, pick up the second ball here and trying to establish themselves in the game. They're really keen to play out from the back, and the goalkeeper in particular, but I think they need to strike a balance here between creating chances and looking pretty as well. So it's always the balance between prettiness and effectiveness. It's a challenge in youth football.
Wales again going down that left-hand side. Here's Hesketh, who seems to be playing a little bit more up the field in this second half.
I think if I was the Welsh manager, I'd be looking to get him on the ball as much as possible. Between Hesketh and Ollie Ewing as well, he's been different class. So
here's that chance we saw just a second ago here. Baldy, slight suspicion of handball, and Taggart just couldn't get a foot on the ball.
And you can see there he waits for it to come across on his right, and it's a strange one because I think he's predominantly left-sided as well, so you think he would have taken it early, but probably just thinking back to the two he snatched in the first half.
Here's Denham. Strangely, Wales could easily have gone in at half-time, 2-0 down, having possibly had the lion's share of that first half. Here's number 15, Josh Frankham. Noble. Back to Denham. Malone.
Good patient work by Northern Ireland. They're working together, working in a unit. You can see the organisation that Darren Murphy and Jim Magilton and the boys have laid in here. They're working side to side, patient and picking their moment to try and intercept.
Yes. We do have another substitution which we haven't been told about, but number 10 for Wales is Dan Malone, and it looks like one of the other midfielders has departed, so we'll try and keep an eye out as to who's not on the pitch. Could be number 13 perhaps. I don't think I can see a 13. Oh no, 13 is there. Okay, spot the number. Try and work out who's gone off, but number 10 is definitely on, and he's playing a central midfield role. Now you see he's just he's pushing a little bit further upfield. Wales pushing in here. King Harms, number 22.
Brilliant again there by Boyle, stepping in, showing the bravery that he can do. He just gets on the ball, steps past a couple of people and starts the attack. That's what you want from the middle of the three at the back. So good to see, encouraging from the Northern Ireland build out from the back as well.
Yeah, lucky, I'll win it back, lucky, son.
Just over 5 minutes gone here. Again, Wales will be thinking to themselves, okay, we need to threaten more often in behind. They have a nice, tidy possession, a wee bit more in the front foot, but they need to get some shots off. They need to get more crosses in the box and really test the goalkeeper, because at the minute they're one behind and they haven't really laid a glove on the goalkeeper. So it'll be one they're going to need to look at here.
Yellow card there. I think the referee just trying to stamp a little bit of authority here. And possibly suspecting that Northern Ireland are trying to sort of stop at all costs front, and the referee's trying to stop that. Here's Malone. Back to Rickard, the other substitute. Frankham.
Great build-up, but just a final ball killed them in the end there. Well read by Boyle.
Yes, number 18 is not on the pitch, so that's Owen Beck, who has departed, and Dan Malone, number 10, is on. So we just found, took us a while to find him. Well, not find him. Here's number 13, Madeline. Ball given away. A little bit scrappy in there in the second half. Here's Bagley, the substitute. Devaney losing out there. Here's a chance of a counter now from Wales. They've got 6 up for this attack, but that's a short ball into trouble. Northern Ireland managed to get bodies back.
Keep moving it.
Miscontrol on the touchline. A bit of frustration from a few of his teammates there.
Yeah, and again, I think you can see how at the end of the day they haven't had much joy in the final third. So when it keeps not coming off for them, they're gonna throw their head up at times and just be frustrated. But even you see there, little nibble from the boy in midfield when he's wrong side of the play, Rickard. So it's one of them ones where he needs to be careful, needs to be patient, and think, you know what, there's enough time here for us to get back in this. But already you're looking at Northern Ireland taking their time, bringing the goalkeeper out, slowing it down, showing a wee bit of experience to try and kill the game for a few minutes.
So far, Northern Ireland looking good for second place here. They only need a draw to seal second place.
Well, I think that would be a positive outcome. At the end of the day, Northern Ireland came here with ambitions to try and take the trophy, but I know they have a number of players away with the under-17s this week with Stevie Frail, and they've technically finished joint first / second or whatever you want to call it last year, so it's a similar top 2 again with the Republic. So they'll be encouraged. There's a lot of positives here for Darren Murphy and Jim Magilton to take away so far.
Yes, absolutely. It's a very competitive competition out there. And Northern Ireland, well, I think I'm right in saying they have the smallest pool of players out there amongst the 4 countries, so they're definitely punching above their weight here.
100%, and I think you see that even up into the top level. Michael O'Neill has traditionally got a very, very small pool of players to choose from, and that filters down through all the levels. I know in the underage systems, Club NI and the processes that have been put in place have increased that and added to the pool of players, but it's still a small part of the country, and it's still a limited pool they can choose from.
Certainly a lot of pressure there from Wales on the Northern Ireland players. Wales are pushing hard to try and get this equaliser early in this second half.
Boy, win it back! Go on! Go on!
There was Peter McKiernan with the yellow card, unreliably informed. Number 18 for Northern Ireland. Here's Malone inside to Hesketh. Hesketh certainly playing a little bit further upfield than he was in the first half. He's been obviously asked by his coach to push up a little bit more. The hot drinks have been rushed around the place here now. It's definitely got cold out there.
That's it, and I think looking at the game here, there's a challenge for Wales in the fact that they're playing an awful lot of football in front of Northern Ireland, and from a Northern Ireland point of view, if you're managing them, you'd be delighted because they're not in behind you, they're not in along down the sides of you, they're not hurting you. In front you can always deal with it, you've got bodies, goal side, and I think that's the key for Wales. If they want to affect this result, they need to change that.
Ball given away again. Rickard plays a nice 1-2, goes left, but that's a loose ball, and Baldy's got a bit of space to run. And well, Wales had to be quick at the back there. Luke Noble, the captain, had to be fast across the pitch to cover Baldy.
Good play by Baldy, good hold up play, flicked it over the top. And well done, good strength by McKiernan.
Back to Dunn, that's a lovely sun cross in, but Wales have got players back there. Cleared that away nicely, McKiernan, back to Dunn. Sorry, Carson, apologies. I'm still on the previous match. There's Carson playing right back for Northern Ireland here.
Devaney's had yet less joy this half, but I think that comes from the pressure by Wales. They've actively tried to press them a wee bit further back up the pitch, which has given Northern Ireland less licence to get the two wing backs up the pitch.
Hume did well there under severe pressure from Higgins, just a little bit of skill from the defender just to get around, and Northern Ireland have a throw. Looks like we're going to have a substitution here. Referee's a double substitution. Referee's just asking to hold, so number 5 is coming on, Peter Bell, and it looks like number 20.
Owen Teggert's coming off. Yeah, it'll be a shame for him after missing a couple
Teggart
of chances in the first half. He'll be disappointed. And then
also
I think the booking then maybe makes an effect then as well, where it's McKiernan to come off and he's in midfield in a very combative role. So
yes, I think that's a good call, and that's Caelan McBride coming on, so possibly a slightly more defensive move here for Northern Ireland. I think we've got to. Bella's been playing further towards the back. I don't know if they're asking him to play a bit further up front.
Young Caelan McBride comes with a big reputation. I know a lot about him. He's a player being looked at by a lot of good clubs, a lot of big clubs. So I'm interested to see how he gets on here. He's a hot prospect, that's for sure.
Well, it'd be good to see what he's got to offer here. We've not seen much of him before. Number 17. Baldy trying to win the corner, but it comes off his foot, and that will be a goal kick. Boyle finds Carson. Nice to see so much good football being played on the ground here between these two teams. The referee giving a free kick there, I think, saying that was a form of obstruction.
I think here again you're seeing the style of play by Wales. Straight away Heskey, he doesn't, the young midfielder in midfield, Hesketh, sorry, he didn't think twice. He just got his foot in the ball and moved it straight away. He didn't think I'll put it in the box from distance. He just thought, let's get the ball moving, let's get the ball passing. We'll move them around and get chances. Rightly or wrongly, you can say whatever you want, but they went short, and I think that's a development focus for Wales. They want to pass the ball, they want to move the ball rather than just lump it into the box and look for results.
Yeah. It's good to see. I think there is the long ball, and asking for a penalty for this. They say that he's got his arms all over him.
It doesn't seem like a huge appeal from the bench, which is usually a telltale sign, but it's one of them that on the pitch itself.
See this again. There's the cross.
Oh well, they have a half an argument there. I think it would be a soft one, but it's definitely worth a look anyway. That's for sure.
Yeah, sometimes it's one of those where if the forward is possibly looking for the penalty, possibly aware that he's got a defender behind him, so it's a difficult one, and it certainly wasn't clean cut, and there's no way I think the referee could give that. Wales just having trouble clearing their lines again. Northern Ireland still need 1-0. Here's Baldy. A little bit of showboat skills there. And then he has it done back at him. Devaney blocks that one away, but it only goes back to Welsh foot. And this is good football from Wales here. Here is Ewing. Ewing still with the ball. Looking out support left. Wales have got players in the box. Coming inside, hoping for the shot is Strankham, but he gets blocked away.
Again, brilliant in the build-up, but we need to see some efforts on goal. We need to see some attack into the box. Again, from a Northern Ireland perspective, they'll be happy because it's all in front and it's out of their box. It's fair enough if they had the lead as it is, Wales, but they're chasing a goal here. They need to try and take some chances.
Hesketh. Wales again trying to play the ball down this left-hand side. It's been like this all the match, although this time they're going a little bit more on the floor, whereas before they were looking for the chip ball behind the back. And the referee, well, he's given a free kick to Northern Ireland. Then there's a reaction from the Welsh player. There's going to be a couple of substitutions for Wales down on the touchline. Number 7, Bradley Gibbings, is coming on, and off will be Liam Higgins.
Liam Higgins has done well as well. It's a shame to see the little lad go off. He's worked hard both with the ball and without the ball. He took a little knock in the first half, so I think that might be part of it.
Yes, he's had a real battle with Devaney there, and held his own. And the other substitution, come on, let's have it. Number 22 is coming off, so that's Callum King-Harms. We think it is anyway. And number 14 is Iestyn Hughes coming on.
And it's good for those kids as well. They've got a chance here to try and prove themselves. They've got 20 minutes to do the job here, and gives them a fresh blood to try and mix it up and get back in the game here for Wales.
So that's 4 substitutions for Wales now, 3 for Northern Ireland. 20 minutes to go. And a few fresh legs on for both teams. That pass just going awry there, and Malone picks it up over to Hesketh. Malone and Hesketh seem to be really running midfield well for Wales. Just goes wrong when it gets towards the penalty box area. There was a commentator's curse there as Malone just puts the ball straight out of play. Long throw from Devaney. Baldy puts a little bit of pressure on here. Goalkeeper will go to the left back. Here's Josh Frankham. Hesketh. Back to Noble. Across to Madeline. Almost lost out there. Wales do well to keep possession. Madeline again. Back to Noble. Hesketh. Hesketh, now there's the chip ball, looking to get him behind the Irish defence. And in the end, Devaney's just happy to kick that one away.
And I think again here now, here's the challenge from Northern Ireland. Can they not sit in? Yes, it's good play by Wales. It's good and it's patient and it's tidy and it's very much defeat. But can they get their wing backs up the pitch? So as we mentioned, Devaney up and down all first half, hasn't had much joy in the second half. Can they get more sustained possession in the middle 3 and the top 2 and push themselves right up in the game?
Josh Frankham just got his hat-trick of foul throws, which is not something you see very often in a football match. Referee's given a free kick there. Foot was left in on the challenge. Just under 20 minutes to go. Very similar to the Scotland match this is. Northern Ireland probably under the cosh a little bit. That one just going out of play.
And I think it's a weird one again, because Wales will go away thinking, do you know what, we've passed it, we've moved it, we've kept possession, and we've probably dominated the ball at times, but they haven't really laid a glove on Northern Ireland. They've never really had any chances. They've never been under pressure at the back overly. Boyle, who's heading the ball just now, hasn't been under any real pressure. He's never had bodies in around him or behind him, so the Welsh will be looking to make a big impression in the last 15 minutes or so here.
Lovely play out on the left wing there from Frankham. Malone. All the way back. Wales happy to rebuild. And sometimes this can be a fault, can't it? It's very nice to see that they can play this football going all the way back, but if they don't have that incisive, decisive move when it's needed.
Yeah, and it's beautiful football. It's anyone. I'm an Arsenal fan. Anyone who knows watching Arsenal, this is Arsenal type football. It looks beautiful in front of you and pretty, and you keep 15-20 passes, but you don't go anywhere. So I think that's the challenge, is that they need to get shots off. They need to get chances.
And here's Hesketh looking to get through. Don't think he was going to get the penalty there. He'd already lost the ball before he went over. Well, maybe they are listening to us, because just now they're starting to make more of an incisive move. Just 2 attacks there, Diarmuid. They just were starting to go, right, we're going to take somebody on here on the edge of the box.
Yeah, and I think it comes from the changes as well. They brought on fresh legs in attacking areas, so you're thinking, do you know what, these boys have been given the incentive now to go and take a risk. Doesn't matter, there's no point in losing 1-0. You may as well lose 2-0 and give it a go. There's no point in getting on the plane home and not trying to win the game, to get back in the game.
Yeah. Well, the Northern Ireland chant starts early. There's a few young kids coming to enjoy watching this as well.
And it's great to see, because these boys, they're celebrities for the night. I know they're only 15, 16 years of age, some of these boys, but it gives them a chance to showcase their talents on an international stage in front of all their family and friends. So it's brilliant, it's great to see, and you got a nice evening for it, and it's a great place to play here down in Bangor as well.
It's always nice to play under the lights as well, isn't it? It's always a better feeling.
Friday night lights and all that kind of stuff, so it's... No, but it's brilliant, and it's great to see so many of them showcase their talents and really show up, because you can see them. I see them in club level on a Saturday, and they put in exhibitions, but it's good to see them tested against peers in other countries and still be able to do the business.
Yeah. Free kick given there against Eli King. Malone. Frankham. Wales moving the ball definitely quicker, a little bit more direct the last few minutes, there's no doubt about that. Malone across to McBride.
Well done, son. Go on, son.
2 men on Hesketh there. He's really moved up. He was running the show pretty much from a sort of more defensive role earlier. Now he's sort of at the front of the diamond. And he's having a hard time. He's got 2 men on him most of the time.
And I think that's come from the Dan Malone. You can see visually now is doing the more sitting role, the number 10 for Wales. He's the one sitting in front of the back 4, which has left Hesketh to maybe get forward and get more in touch with the strikers. But I think again, the key is less touches, and it looks pretty, more touches and passing the ball, but they need chances, they need attempts at goal and to get back in it, because time is taken away from them here, getting into the last 15 minutes, and I can't remember a real noticeable chance they've had.
Now, Northern Ireland getting quite a lot of pressure from Wales. They really are pushing up now. Wales, Northern Ireland restricted to trying to kick the long ball downfield. But as we saw in the match against Scotland, Northern Ireland were under a fair bit of pressure there, and they withstood it. They're a very strong backline the Northern Ireland team have. In fact, yes, that's a foul.
Little cheap frees like that as well aren't what Wales need. Letting Northern Ireland get up, get sustained possession, kill the ball for 30 seconds and get up the pitch. And that's what they can have. They have the pressure on, they're pressing nice and high. They can't give them little cheap ways out of it. They can't let them off the hook that easily. They need to make them kick long, get possession back and go again.
John McGivern. They've just eaten up a good 45 seconds on the clock there. They've got some men up here. Long ball played in. Bit of confusion at the back. Boulding with the goalkeeper on his back. And that one, confusion between number 11 and 17 there. Chris Hutchinson, the goal scorer from a penalty, and Callum McBride.
And I think that's a simple one. I think, again, from a silly free kick, it gives them a chance to do something. But I think Caelan McBride is probably at a wrong angle. Hutchinson's probably coming onto it easier, so he could probably be the one to come and strike it. But a little bit of communication, and that could have been a big chance for them.
Well, sometimes the long ball does work. It's always worth trying. Now Wales have got a bit of opportunity.
Even that type of ball, that's refreshing from Wales. They've not done that enough, the diagonal. They're trying to change the angle of attack. It's all in front, it's all this type of ball.
And Malone with the shot.
And then you end up relying on that kind of effort from 30, 35 yards, which for a 15-year-old kid is very, very difficult to do. You need to get them turned, you need to get them facing their own goal and test it.
We're just going to have a look at that earlier chance here, where it truly was just a big long ball. Goalkeeper calls for it, but obviously it was a late call. Bit of confusion in the defence, and yes, probably not a call there, was there, until too late.
I think it's just one of those simple ones, and it just shows you how a silly little free kick can lead to something. And that's why you don't give them away. You don't give them the chance to put the ball in your box like that when you're late on in the game.
Wales clear long. Hesketh wins the header in midfield. Wales have got bodies all around there. And Northern Ireland do brilliantly, to be honest. This is great play from Northern Ireland.
Brilliant from Boyle there, stepping out of defence, skipping past people. You wouldn't think it's a centre half doing that. Nice and modern, stepping into midfield and not afraid to back himself and take people on.
Yes, that was excellent. It truly was taking on 3 players there. Wales try that ball onto the left side, and a bit of frustration shown there by Bradley Gibbons.
Another change coming here, so it looks like number 6, it's Hesketh is coming off, which is a disappointment for I think everyone. The neutral here, he looks like a footballer, but he's just maybe not as much joy as he would like. Bringing on number 9, Will Russ, who's he's a more attacking player, so it might be more of an attacking switch here for the last 10-12 minutes.
Yes, I think Hesketh a bit disappointed that he's been brought off, but everybody has to have their time on the pitch. You can't be hogging the limelight.
Yeah, and I think in fairness to the Welsh management, they've looked at it and thought, you know what, 12 minutes here, let's have a go. As I said, there's no point in getting beat 1-0. Let's have a go, and even if you get beat 2-0, then it's worth the risk and go for it.
Yeah. There's no doubt that Wales certainly are on top of late. And at the moment, Northern Ireland being restricted to playing longer balls. They'll be happy just to take a bit of time on the throw and just to eat a bit of that clock up. Just over 10 minutes to go.
It's interesting now, Northern Ireland look to have gone to more of a flat 4 at the back, and the captain Boyle seems to be sitting in front of the back 4, so that would be a fairly big change from what they'd done originally of the 3-5-2. So I think, as I mentioned earlier, they didn't want to become a 5 flat at the back, because you almost lose a player in that environment. So I think they've pushed Boyle further forward. He's a technically comfortable footballer, so that might be one for late in the game here to try and be more positive as well.
Baldy did well there, but Conor Bradley, ball just touched his ankle as it went out of play, so a little bit unlucky there. Northern Ireland were expecting to get a corner out of that. Wales certainly bossing the match at the moment, which they certainly need to. First play from Will Russ there, big number 9.
And it's encouraging to see now. Again, you can see it's Boyle here taking the free kick, and see he's clearly the one. So I think it looks like they've gone to a 4-1-4-1 situation. Big change, but it also shows the flexibility and development of these kids. They can go from a 3-5-2, 3 at the back, 2 up top with no wingers, to a 4-1-4-1 system, which is it's a big tactical switch for young kids like that. So it's encouraging to see from a Northern Ireland point of view, but hopefully they can still be on the front foot and build going forward.
Well, as you can hear, he's in a bit of pain there.
It did look like a sore one there by the young lad, but hopefully it's just the initial bang of it, and he'll be able to move on and be okay in the long run. So, but again, more encouraging for Wales here. 10 minutes to go. This will add a couple of minutes of injury time probably, as well as all the kids go off and get a drink and a regroup with the coaches. you can see, even from here, you can see Jim Magilton trying to give little pointers and little things on the bench, and it's the same with O'Sheen from the Welsh side as well. So encouraging last 10 minutes. It's been a good game. We're hoping for a few more clear-cut chances and maybe a bit of goal-mouth activity.
Yes, let's have a little look here to see if we can see what happened easily. Might be one of those look-aways if he did twist his knee a little bit. And this on his right knee.
That does look like a worry, I must say. So hopefully it looks worse than it is, because these kind of surfaces, you can catch your knee, you can catch your leg, and maybe twist in the wrong way. So it doesn't look that encouraging at the minute on the sideline, but hopefully it's not as bad as first feared.
Yes, hopefully he's going to be okay. The blanket is coming out. Obviously, it's quite cold out there. There is an ambulance at every match, so I can see in the corner of the pitch the ambulance workers are getting the stretcher ready here. This is
it's never nice. It's not what you like to see, especially at this level of football with young lads. But I think that's always the fear of all the positives that 3G or 4G services give you. I think they can be a bit more susceptible to getting your leg caught and maybe twisting in the wrong direction. So hopefully it's precaution here by these physios and doctors of the Welsh squad, and it's only just to keep things safe and keep it all right.
Just look at this again. It's the right knee, and it just, it's a hard bend, isn't it? He doesn't bang it. He actually, it's like he's strained some tendons there. Yeah,
and you can see straight away the physio's worried. You can see he's on straight away. So hopefully it's only precaution. You can see them doing little tests here for the cruciate and the medial ligament. You can see the physio testing it at the minute. So maybe it's just a little stretch. Maybe it's just an overstretch situation. They're going to put it in a little bit of a brace, and hopefully it's just a precaution. But we wish the kid well. He'll definitely be coming off by the looks of things anyway. So it's one of them. Again, not nice to see, but it's part of the game, unfortunately, that sometimes there's injuries, and that one it was an innocuous twist of the knee, unfortunately.
Yes, that's Luke Noble for Wales, the captain, number 4.
And I think, as I mentioned, this will see us. Obviously, we've been sitting here now for 2 or 3 minutes waiting on this injury, and I think it'll be another couple of minutes before we get anyone moved. Just making sure the young kid is safe and structured and everything is looked after properly. So that'll obviously add a few minutes to the game. Give the kids, the rest of them, a chance to ease off now and regroup and think about the last 10 minutes or so.
Yes, this is the last match of the competition. Of course, there's lots of other events going on, and of course we'll have the Centenary Shield for the under-18s towards March, April time, of which Northern Ireland actually are the reigning champions of that, having shared that trophy with England. Although I was commentating for the England Schools FA YouTube channel, and England were given the trophy and did a big celebration after their final victory against the Republic of Ireland. But it was shared with Northern Ireland. The St John's ambulance are in attendance and out there, so it is a question of does he need to go to hospital, or is it a question of they know what's wrong?
Well, hopefully, as I say, sometimes with these knee injuries it can be a fear of a serious ligament injury rather than the actual ligament injury. It can just be something where you're afraid of it, and you could see them doing the tests. If they were convinced on the pitch early on, they wouldn't be doing those tests. The fact that they actually are testing it is encouraging from my side of things. So you can see some of the Northern Ireland coaches there looking to give him a hand, lifting him off as well, which is nice to see.
Well, Luke Noble for Wales. Hope that sorry, it's not Luke Noble. I do apologise. That's number 4 is still out on the pitch. I think it must be number 14 then, Iestyn Hughes, who was the substitute. Yes, it's number 14 who's not out there. So I hope that Iestyn Hughes is okay. He's not been on the pitch that long, to be honest.
Go in the back. Stop the switch. Will, get in. Will, push up. Will.
Well, Wales will be Have Wales used all their substitutes already? It looks like we may. Are they playing a man down? Yes, they're actually a man down on the pitch.
I think so. I think that's how it's looking at the minute. So it's obviously a disaster for the Welsh team as a setup as well, trying to get it back in this game. But I suppose that's the last of our worries at the minute as well. We're just thoughts with the young kid, and hopefully it's not as serious as it looks. But obviously from a Wales point of view, trying to get back in the game, it's a blow to their chances here as well.
Yes, well put, Diarmuid. There's when things like that happen, the result sort of almost doesn't matter. And we do wish him all the best for tonight.
Good work by Keelan McBride.
Lovely play, Baldy. Close.
Brilliant work by young McBride. He got turned and looked for the wee reverse down the side of the player. Baldy got turned back on his stronger right foot, and he was just unlucky in the end. Snatched the chance a small little bit.
So a little bit more space now in midfield, as you can see here for Northern Ireland. There's Wales a man down in that midfield role, and there's a little bit of space now for Northern Ireland to try and grab a second here. Bradley Gibbons under pressure from Chris Hutchinson, the goal scorer. Sorry, number 17 there is Callum McBride.
Higher, Will Rickard, higher.
I think you can see the spare man now. You're looking at the back three or back four, what's in there at the minute for Northern Ireland, and you can see that they don't have as much pressure on them. They don't have the extra man up against them because Wales have now had to drop that little bit deeper and chance here.
Oh, this is a beautiful ball inside, and just ran out of space. Tried to bring it around Will Rickard.
Stay there, Will. Stay.
What a ball that was!
Brilliant, and a great block by I think it was young John McGivern. I think it was got across. It was brilliant last ditch challenge, and it could have been one of those ones where Wales against the run of play, 10 men get their chance, and it could have been something for them to cling on to for the last 5-10 minutes here. Brilliant defending though by the young lad, come all the way across the pitch.
Yes.
Anticipate, Brad.
What it was, Northern Ireland had plenty of men back as well. Wales are still pushing up. Man down. Just, well, 2 or 3 minutes to go, but there's going to be probably 5, 6, 7 minutes of added time here.
It's unlucky from the Welsh lads there. They've done well. They actually moved the ball really, really well. But
just look at the replay here.
Chance here. Great reverse pass. And yes, it was big. McGivern came across and a great block. Took the pace off the ball, and it was an easy save in the end for the goalkeeper.
And one of his teammates gave him a pat on the head as well with a well done.
Those kind of things they're acknowledged as much as a goal sometimes by the players on the pitch. They go unseen in the crowd, but it's massive for the teammates. They know exactly how important that was at that stage of the game.
We're just waiting for the 4th official to put the board up, but expect it to say something like 6 or 7 minutes at least.
Hey, Oliu, take him out. Yeah, into Will. Find him. Well done, Will Rickard. No.
Referee's given a free kick to Northern Ireland, and a big no from the Welsh camp.
Yeah, and I think all the Welsh can hope for now is trying to get up the pitch, try and maybe win a couple of set pieces, maybe get themselves a couple of corners, and be able to pile up the bigger lads in the back and maybe steal something later on here. But from a Northern Ireland point of view, they should be trying to get their foot in the ball and get possession up the pitch. Baldy's a great out ball, as you see here.
Oh, he's played it back. Here's a chance. Oh, what a save.
Great save. I think it was young Bagley with a great effort there as well. Went inside the foot, kept it on target, and he was very unlucky.
Well, we'll see this again, and this is Baldy through and through, chasing a lost hope, suddenly pulls it back.
Will, Mark!
That's a great save. Great save by the goalkeeper. Fair play to number 12. It's Confrey there. He did brilliant inside the goal for Wales, and he's done well. He's kept his team in it.
Yes, well, he might be going to sleep tonight in bed thinking about the penalty that was given away.
But that's the one, that's the chance that you look at that now. He's redeemed himself. I know it's not the exact same, it's still going to lose 1-0, but it's one of those ones where he's done himself proud with that save, and he can stand over and keep his head held high.
7 minutes has been put up on the board, so no surprise there.
Go on! Get ready!
At the moment, Northern Ireland seem to be the team that look most likely to score. They've got an extra man on the pitch due to the injury, and Wales have used all their substitutes. Some levels at under 16 you have rolling subs, of course, when you're at club level, but not international.
Yeah, no, it's a shame almost in this game, because you would think it would kill the last 10 minutes or so, but in fairness to the Welsh boys, they're still on the front foot and trying their best to play, which is, it's a credit to them and a credit to their management.
Wales want to take this quickly. Nice skills here from Denham. But, you've got the centre half trying to take on. I'm not sure what he was doing down there in the end, but
I think it's just whatever you can now at the minute. They're trying their best. I think they're just going to try and fight for the last few minutes, and as I said, maybe get themselves a set piece or something. They can toss the ball into the box for the bigger lads to have a chance.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to push up, as you say, any opportunity, try and push.
Good play by young Carson there, seeing it out, good experience here. I thought he was going to go for the longer back pass, which at this stage of the game is a risk. Made the decision, just stepped over it and saw it out of the pitch and take the throw in up the line. And well done, Baldy. Keelan McBride chasing last cause here, making them kick. Brilliant. That's exactly what you want from a Northern Ireland perspective.
Yes, Comfrey goes long. And Wales, well, still pushing hard. Always difficult when you're a man down. Frankham.
Still plenty of time here, and you always say it, every team gets one last chance, so it doesn't matter if they've got 10 men, they'll hopefully get some kind of half chance, and you never know. You can see what happens, and from a Northern Ireland perspective, you're thinking, get the ball up the pitch, keep possession in their half, don't bring pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. Longer ball from Northern Ireland here. That was Bradley on the end of it. That zip sound was the sound of Diarmuid getting his big heavy jacket out.
That's it. I've gone soft now. Good play by young Keelan McBride there again, getting the ball and getting at them. You can see it. He's keen to get at them. He's a young talent, and he wants to impress.
Yeah. Just a few minutes to go here. Well, all the matches have been pretty tight. Every match has either been a draw or just a one goal.
Good work from Baldy.
It was only the Republic's 2-0 victory was the only 2-goal margin we've seen.
Foul referee, good decision. That's a silly one there by number 10 for Wales. He's come in late, and I know he's doing an awful lot of work, Malone, but that's a wee easy one now for Northern Ireland to take their time, set up, take 35, 40 seconds and put the ball in the box for the big lads to come up from the back.
Yeah, the centre halves are getting up there. They're all in there. A chance for Northern Ireland to get a second goal.
Bagley, good left foot like his father, so chance here to whip it in.
That is a good ball. That's a good header from Baldy, and the keeper pulls off a very smart save indeed.
And again, well done to the goalkeeper, because he's reacted so well from his mistake in the first half. That's 2 top saves he's made now in the second half, and this game would be out of sight without him.
Let's see this from the replay. Bagley swings it in well, and Baldy, as he does from his own corners, quite often, just in at the front post. Baldy this time at the back post getting a good win. He's got a real spring in his heel.
That's it, and again good delivery from young Bagley in midfield. Chose to go short with the free kick, drag a couple out, and only for a wee bit of elevation on that. That was a chance at the back post as well. Still a couple of minutes, so you wonder, can Wales get one last chance in this game?
Yeah, she definitely sensed that the wind has been pushed out the sails for them here. They were totally dominating when that injury happened. The ambulance is still in the ground at the moment, so they haven't left. I suppose there's also a factor if they need to hang around just in case we do have another incident. Seems to be sitting up inside the ambulance, getting a good view of the ambulance from here actually.
This is one interesting one now here as well. The goalkeeper's up. This is his chance, maybe toss it into the box. Big lads up from the back. All or nothing. Can you get a wee chance later on and steal a result here?
Yeah. Well, Wales have tried everything else. Let's try a little bit of boot one. And a free header there.
And he'll be disappointed, you know, because he's pretty central in the goal, not to hit the target there from that. That could be the last one for them as well.
Yep. Will Russ, the substitute, has taught his player on the pitch by a good inch or so, and he rose above everybody.
And you could see the management team of Northern Ireland beckoning their boys forward, but it's very difficult when you're hanging on, you're clinging on to a result, you're thinking just drop in a wee bit deeper and keep safe, but that's the last thing they should be looking to do at this stage. Boyle, great ball over the top for Balde to run. He's been a willing runner all day, and I think that could see us coming towards the end now.
Well, there you see us in our commentary position there, just to the right. We're right next to those big containers. So you'll be able to see Diarmuid with his big jacket on at some stage. There you go, stood up. Hello. There's me sat down. Diarmuid with his big jacket.
I need to keep moving here.
He's been stood up all day, so he's obviously used to being stood on his feet. I'm more used to the desk job.
Good feet by Boyle again, well done. He's driving the team forward, fair play to him. He's now in midfield, he's shown great energy throughout the whole game.
And Baldy looking to hunt this corner again.
Again chasing last causes. He makes the wise decision, win himself a throw on a flag, and that's us at the end now. Well done, Northern Ireland.
Well done, Northern Ireland indeed. 1-0 they win here over Wales. The penalty we saw earlier, and that will mean that Northern Ireland will finish second in the group table. But overall, really competitive match, really high quality match.
Yeah, brilliant and great to see from both teams. Obviously, it was marred with a little bit of injury, and hopefully the kid's injury isn't as bad as first looked. But the goalkeeper, you can see he's visibly disappointed for Wales, but he redeemed himself in the second half. There'll be no consolation to him, but he did really well and he recovered. But on the balance of the piece, I think they were slightly more effective when they had the ball in Northern Ireland, while Wales were maybe prettier at times.
Well, the players shake hands. They will head off into the night. There's no trophy being awarded for this, unfortunately, for second place. That's already on its way back down to Dublin. But Northern Ireland, very solid performance. And well, while they shake hands, let's have a quick look at the goal that separates the two teams. And this was it. This was the penalty. The goalkeeper misjudging the initial cross and piling into the flyer.
It's a shame. You can see, and even now walking off, you can see the disappointment in the lad. But that's unfortunately the life of a goalkeeper. One mistake and that can be the difference for your team. But he did brilliant second half, made a couple of top saves, so he can hold his head high after that performance.
Well, Diarmuid O'Carroll, you're going to head off into the night with your nice warm jacket on. Thank you very much for being alongside. It's been great to have you here.
Pleasure. Thanks very much for asking me.
And